connected in a continuous relationship to each other, where they're all like adding similar meaning to each other. Your inner matryoshka is being overruled by the rest of the sentence. I want you to know that just because a part of the sentence says that. Hello, my chickens! In this video, you will learn how to approach and most importantly, how to understand those really long, multi-compound, multi-meaning sentences on the SAT's reading section. My name is Katja Sieversen. I'm the inventor of the Sieversen method. It's a scientifically proven way to learn anything fast, including the multi-compound reading sentences. Before we begin, I want to remind you that I run a wonderful, amazing membership website. It's called SAT Verbal, where you get to learn about grammar and reading and anything SAT Verbal from me directly. I teach 2 to 3 live classes every week. Plus, you get this access, unlimited access to me. It's called Ask Katja. You can ask me math questions, you can ask me grammar questions, you can even send me a screenshot and ask me, Katja, why isn't the answer B? And I promise to get back to you within 48 hours or less in the form of video or an audio response. This is a wonderful way to feel that you're supported in your journey of SAT prep, and you don't have to do it alone. I'm here to help you. All right, let's talk about reading long sentences, shall we? I realize that many of you know that any single word can dramatically affect the meaning of the sentence as a whole. But did you know that any part of the sentence could do the same thing? When you're reading a really long sentence, you probably realize that it consists of different thought units. For those of you who've worked with me for a while, you know that sentences consist of different clauses. There could be independent clause, dependent clause, relative clause, non-essential clauses, essential clauses. So your ability to break up the sentence into those clauses is very important. But your ability to understand how those different clauses interact with each other is even more important. So these multi-compound complex sentences remind me of these matryoshka dolls. This is a Russian wooden doll, and it looks like it's just one thing, but if you open it up, there's a surprise inside. And this one looks like it's one thing, but if you open it up, again, there's a surprise inside, and so on and so forth. This one has, I think, 5 separate components. A lot of the sentences on the SAT have 5 different components. And it's one thing when all of these matryoshkas are connected in a continuous relationship to each other, where they're all like adding similar meaning to each other. But it is much more difficult when your inner matryoshka is being overruled by the rest of the sentence. Let's take a look at a made-up sentence that does just that. So here's the innermost part of this sentence. It says, electrolytes help rebuild damaged brain tissue. I want you to know that just because a part of the sentence says that, it absolutely does not mean that the whole sentence is going to support this statement. I want you to think of it as like your inner doll, but it doesn't mean that it's all that you see in the sentence. It looks like it's whole, but there are bigger sisters and there are younger sisters. So just because a part of the sentence says electrolytes help rebuild damaged brain tissue, don't think that the whole sentence is absolutely going to agree with that. So let's start building this sentence out. Let's see what happened at the start. It says the researchers' foundational claim that electrolytes help rebuild damaged brain tissue. Well, so far, no changes. The slightly bigger sister is supporting the smaller sister. Now, let's keep growing the sentence out. What's the subject of the sentence, by the way? It's researchers' foundational claim. What's the verb? I just showed you the verb. Was undermined. Uh-oh. To be undermined means to be weakened. So the main idea of the sentence is that the claim was undermined. Does the sentence really say that electrolytes help rebuild damaged brain tissue? No, it doesn't. And if you keep growing it out, you will see the reason why that claim was undermined. It was undermined because of the absence of empirical support. If you don't know what empirical support, immediately write that down. Empirical means supported by science. This exact pattern of matryoshka sentences, where there is a meaning inside and then it's being overruled by the outer sentence, shows up on the SAT a lot. I'm going to show you just one sentence that was tested recently on the SAT. This sentence is about wolves and coyotes. The innermost sentence claims that wolves have a direct negative effect on coyotes. Yet, the overall sentence states that due to a quick review of literature, they found that the strongest generality that was kind of like the basis of the hypothesis was at best inconsistent with the data. To say at best inconsistent is kind of a polite way scientists use to say completely wrong. So if you find a study and it says that such and such claim was inconsistent, they're trying to say that the claim was absolutely wrong and unsupported by data. So here's an example of this matryoshka sentence, and here is your main takeaway. What should you do now? Don't be scared, but know that just because you understood a part of the sentence doesn't mean you understood the full sentence. Your main objective is to always read until the period, identify your grammatical structure, identify your subject and your verb, identify your clauses, and make meaning from the whole sentence rather from a part of the sentence. As always, please subscribe, give this video a thumbs up, and leave a comment. I will be giving out a month of membership in SAT Verbal to one person this month who leaves a comment this month. We do a draw and we announce a winner on my Instagram, Super Method. I'll see you guys in the next video. Bye.